got Boyz II Men playing. She's real big into hip hop.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, we have Back in the Day with Jesse K every weeknight.
Oh, really? That's cool.
It's 8 to 10, every day, 7 days a week, 8 to 10 at night, plus 5 to 6 p.m. on Thursdays. It's all like 90s hip hop.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're definitely the only station within 500 miles spinning easy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
All right, 25 seconds.
Okay.
Boys to Men, Motown Philly on Radio Without Rules, 107.9, 92.9. The Points. All right, we are joined with special guest Ryan. This one was sprung on me a little bit. Tom just put it on my calendar and I didn't know. But now I feel like I've learned what I need to learn. And we're going to chat sober water, which I thought all water was sober unless it was in Tom's whiskey, which is usually what he's ordering. But this is a kind of a new product. This just got started off this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is not just a product, though. It's a product with a mission, right?
It is a product with a mission, correct.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about what it's all about, man.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm Ryan with Sober Water. I am happy to be here talking to you about a company that is focusing on building community and recovery one drop at a time. Our mission is to ultimately house the unhoused and the newly sober with huge contributions of our profits to that purpose.
Okay. And now you've done quite a bit with this. You've donated 40 acres, which is quite the donation.
Yes.
And but what makes sober water kind of a different product than other waters you might find at a store somewhere?
Well, we have a really good natural spring water and an amazing, hands down, maybe the best carbonated water you'll ever drink. The spring water is sourced from two regenerative springs in Pennsylvania and California. It's full of minerals. We have the mineral content and all that stuff for those who really like to get into the, levels of alkaline or whatever. Ours is as close to perfect as possible when it comes to that as far as the natural spring. And that carbonated water has never been done before. Our buddies over at Zuberfizz made a specific blend of a fine carbonation that is triple carbon filtered, amazing, essentially water sourced from the San Juans that comes into Durango that composes our carbonated water. I love it. I'm addicted to it. So
It's a fun way of putting it, yeah.
And just the other day we were, I think we were moving some stuff out of sort of my, winter gear.
I'm drinking it right now. It's pretty refreshing.
You like it?
Yeah, it's very refreshing.
Yeah, so
I like that you told me there's minerals in there too. It makes me feel like it's good for me.
It's good for you. And because of the aluminum, you leave that in your car at night if it's not too cold, above 20 degrees like it was last night. Like you just got yours, that aluminum holds that chill.
Yeah.
And it's also reusable. That bottle is also reusable. You can reuse it a few times, and that's kind of cool too, because unlike other water brands,
Right, plastic bottle tossing, then it sits in a landfill for 500 years, and it's kind of a thing, yeah.
Or even Liquid Death, they're a huge water brand now. They managed to build a water brand in like 5 years that's worth $1.4 billion, pretty much all on shock marketing.
Yeah.
But they don't have a twist top. Once you pop their top, that's it. But ours you can reclose. So we put it in a very nice bottle. We pay a premium for that, to offer people a nice water, that they can open and close that isn't plastic. And that's one of the reasons like people like Sage Fresh Eats reached out to us. They just saw our marketing trailer and they were like, we've been looking for waters, but everybody is using single-use plastic and we don't want that.
Yeah.
You know, what do we got to do to get your waters? And you know, they've had it, both the Zia Taqueria's north and south locations have had it. A lot of places are choosing our waters over other waters. Not only is it great natural spring water that is relatively untouched by man, it's, you know, in a tank from the spring, you know, and then it goes to the bottling facility, and then it goes straight into the bottles, and then it's sealed. They have like an expiration date on them for a couple years, you know, like 700-day shelf life. But yeah, just the fact that it's not plastic is huge. That's what a lot of people are moving to. You know, even the town.
As they should.
Yeah, as they should, because that's kind of the single most discarded item that we as people use. It's not just like the sandwich cartons and the to-go cartons, but water more than ever is being, you know, put in plastic. We all know there's a giant floating island of plastic in the Pacific, and it's the single most, you know, problematic single-use plastic.
You know what's driving me crazy the other day? I was eating some Mambas, and when you open that thing, you get the one packaging, and then they're all stacked together in another packaging, and then you open that, and then they're individually wrapped inside of that packaging.
Yes.
It's like, look, these candies are delicious, but come on, guys, is this necessary? Do we need to wrap this 3 times? But yeah, we can do a little bit better, I think, with that. So tell me a little more about with Zuberfizz. I can't wait to try the carbonated product that you have. And I like that you talk about like how it's like tiny bubbles and stuff. That's really cool. But you're looking at potentially in the future having some different flavors. And Zuberfizz is a great place to partner with. I love their strawberry rhubarb and all that. They get some really fun flavors in there. So do you have any ideas of what might be some of those flavors that may come out eventually?
I do, and that's going to come when we, as a group of shareholders, there's 10 right now. We take on a few more shareholders, maybe a bigger shareholder, maybe a celebrity, you know, that's sober. A lot of those celebrities aren't afraid to tell people that they're sober now, as they should. When that larger shareholder comes in, we plan on opening up a 12-ounce canning facility either in Durango or near Alamosa, where the 40 acres is, that's devoted to either building a giant rehab or put 3 or 4 sober homes on it and build a sober ranch to give people this, you know, experience of being 20 miles from a liquor store or a dispensary to really kind of, you know, focus in on their sobriety and their you know, well-briety, their mental health without this temptation. And once we get that 12-ounce canning facility, you know, we can come up with like Grateful Grapefruit, Recovery Raspberry, Life Lemon, and have some fun flavors that are just natural essence. I believe there's a company that is just called like the Fruit Essence Guy or the Essence Guy, and he just sells you pure fruit essence. So we'll mix that with the carbonation, and then that's when the flavors will really, you know, be able to be done once we get a 12-ounce canning facility through, you know, shareholder relationships. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
You know, we've been in the last week and a half or so focusing on a sober celebrity email campaign to let these people know who we are. You know, many celebrities have their own brands, and the non-sober celebrities, they'll have like a tequila brand or a perfume brand or a clothing brand. So it's kind of giving the world an opportunity, as I say many times, you know, this isn't my company, this is our company. To be a part of this, you know, to really be a people's brand. And, you know, there's some good stories about that. We can get to that, about how it's already kind of shaped and formed, like, you know, the daily lives of people around us. So.
All right. Well, and we talked about plastic as an issue that you guys are overcoming with that, but there's also, of course, the glaring issue of sobriety, of the issues of the opioid pandemic, the fentanyl and alcohol in general, and all. There's just so many different things that are not healthy for our society that are kind of running rampant right now. So what is the ultimate goal in helping out with that through Sober Water?
So through Sober Water, we're able to literally take shelf space from another water brand that's still using plastic. Then people are going to buy water anyway. You need 6 to 8 cups of it a day.
That's what they say. Yeah.
That's what they say. And God, I've drank more water in the last 7 months than I ever have in my entire life, like cumulatively, because I drink it every day. So basically, we're able to have a new water on the market. So there's some capital that we can take from water sales that other brands are currently, I say, just some of them just throwing away on marketing. They want to buy a Super Bowl ad, and sure, it's brand awareness and maybe it increases their net profits. However, I don't think we need a Super Bowl commercial. And if we had whatever it costs to get a Super Bowl commercial, like let's say it's $1.4 to $3 million, or more, right? We could take that money and build a giant rehab that's at no cost or low cost, fueled by water money, and help people's uncles, brothers, fathers, mothers, distant cousins that are on the street, in 2024, when the average nationwide first apartment, 1-bedroom apartment is, $1,300 a month. And it's even harder today, I believe, to get off the streets than it was in 1997 when I was only 15 and I got sober and rented my first apartment at 17 with, a year and a half of sobriety. It was way more affordable. And I feel like jobs, weren't automated. Companies weren't cutting employees to use a machine and use a kiosk. And it just felt like jobs were everywhere, cheap apartments were everywhere, and we don't live in that time anymore. So now more than ever, I believe it's a company's role to put back into society instead of just taking from society and, being the largest polluter of plastic on the planet. I will mention a name. That would be Coca-Cola. They are the world's single
that makes sense.
most, single-use plastic contributor to the environment. That company alone.
All right.
And I just think it's time to, turn the stone.
So with the sober living, how does Sober Water, how is it going to contribute to helping to make people sober or through recovery, or those sober curious individuals?
So it kind of starts at the sort of first glance level. Somebody's walking through the grocery store and they see the logo, sober, and then Sober Water under it. Or they're out at a restaurant or a bar and there's Sober Water. Kind of starts there. So we have this, local person here in Durango. They texted us a picture of them drinking a Sober Water, and then within 10 days, 2 weeks, they got sober.
Huh.
And then they have over 2 months now.
Okay.
So that's kind of like weird, right? No, it's not. It's like perfectly in line with the mission. So people see the name, they consider maybe if they are an alcoholic or drug addict and consider possibly getting sober. Then the next phase, and our big mission is back on what we were talking about with huge contributions of our profit. Instead of buying a Super Bowl commercial, we could build the most awesome rehab ever on our 40 acres. We could also go into the nation's 15 million vacant houses.
Yeah.
That's how many houses are actually vacant in America.
Wow.
Let's say 90% of them were unrehabable. Well, you're still looking at 1.5 million houses that you could, go into, and with not a lot of money, buy the property, rehab the house, and open up a sober living home in areas where, like we're talking about, that only offer, these 1-bedroom apartments for $1,300 or more. And that's a big pill to swallow when you're trying to get off the street, if you're on the street. And we're not just focused on people that want to get sober. We're also going to focus on people that are unhoused for other reasons other than addiction. So,
Okay.
yeah, so veterans, elderly that were kicked out of a trailer park because some giant conglomerate like BlackRock or Vanguard came in and bought the trailer park, and then after they've been there 20 years, paying $500-$700 lot rent, they jack it up another $1,000. So then that person, is possibly faced with homelessness if they don't have anywhere to go.
Right. Well, all right. Well, we're running a little bit long here, but I want everyone to look out. You guys do a bunch of summer events, and that'll be continuing. But we do have an event on Saturday night with the Yay Foundation. So what is going on Saturday night?
So Saturday night, the 16th, at the Fort Lewis College, there will be a comedy event where comedy meets mental health, and it's put on by our good friend Aiden Park, who started the foundation, as well as the Southwest Studies Department of Fort Lewis. And that is a special event where Sober Water actually has a guest list. So hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, message us through the website, and maybe we can get you a guest list ticket. So it's going to be a great comedy show. November 16th is Saturday. It's a red carpet, 7 p.m. Comedy show at 8 p.m. I have no idea what the red carpet means, but I'm assuming there'll be a carpet and it'll be red.
Yeah, that's about what I would assume too. Yeah. Fantastic. All right. Well, for people wanting to get more information, check out on social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on all of those ones, as well as drinksoberwater.com and soberwater.org. Check out all the information, get more about it, and then look out for it. We can't name every place in town that you can get it because there's a long list of it, but just keep an eye out for it. I know Zia's got it. Heck, you can get it on Amazon if you want to, but several local places around the area that you can get it at. Or when you're partying down at Tico Time, or you can get it down there too. So
yeah, or Nature's Oasis, or that grocery store north of town, PJ's Market, places like that.
okay, so and you can see the full list online as well,
Yes.
but there's a ton of places that you can pick up this fantastic new product. So yeah, keep it local and help out sobriety, help out good causes while you're drinking your water. And let's get rid of that plastic too. Just helping out a lot of causes all at the same time. So Sober Water, that's where it's at. Ryan, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much, Deacon.
Anything else we should throw out there?
No, just in plastic, help people.
All right. We've got more stuff on the way. Stick around on Radio Without Rules, 107.9, 92.9, The Point. Cool, man.